All right, so we're talking about the knee position when we're doing exercises for the lower body, like squats and deadlift, but specifically to the pistol, single leg squat, and the single leg deadlift. So what's happening is that when you are the one leg, if you're doing deadlift, this knee is falling in out of the alignment of the hip and the ankle, whereas this should be here. Or straight line ankle, knee, hip. Or in the pistol, it's also collapsing in. It's the same thing, it's just when you're doing work on the single leg, okay? So, first thing first, in your warm-up, you should have spent good time on ankle mobility, hip mobility, and then some sort of exercise that awakens your core and your hip muscles. You already have them in your program, but those things should be in your warm-up just to prepare your body for the training, right? So now, before you go into the actual practice of your pistols or single leg deadlift, what I like to try to do is just give your body some feedback on what's going on so that your body has some memory when you go into the training, okay? So what we're going to be doing is what they call an FMS, is to feed the mistake. If the knee is collapsing in, we're just not forced to collapse in more, so the body has to react and bring the knee out. That is going to be a job of the lateral stabilizers of the hip. Commonly, we're talking about the glute medius. It's not only the glute medius, but the lateral side that will help keep the knee in alignment with your hip and your knee. All right, so what I've done is I already attached an FMT here. I just put a carabiner loop here, and I have some tension here. I don't want to have a lot. This is just a feedback for the nervous system. I like this band because it's easier to attach there with the straps, and this is very comfortable on the knee. You can find it on Amazon. Perform Better sells them, but Amazon has them as well. If you don't, these bands are also comfortable. They have loops, so you can choose the distance and adapt to your resistance. These are comfortable as well, but if you have an FMT would be preferred. So what you do is, let's say my knee is collapsing in on the left side. So I'm going to step inside the band, and I put the band right on the knee line or slightly above it. My knee was collapsing in. Now the band is pulling my knee farther in. My body knows that if I let it go this way, I'm going to fall in. In training, what happens is we are risking injury to the medial meniscus, the medial collateral ligaments, and the anterior cruciate ligaments. All those structures can be damaged during execution of single leg work if that knee is not aligned with the hip and the foot. So we want to avoid this. The band is forcing you to collapse in. You have to use your lateral muscles, stabilizing the hip, your rotator cuff of the hips, your glute medius, your QL, everything to keep you here. So what you would do is you would do kind of a modified lunge or a split squat in which you try to keep that knee from collapsing in. You push it on the way, but you never let this happen. It is a practice. How many sets of reps? It doesn't matter. When you cannot do it properly, then you stop, do the other leg, and then come back fresh again. Just split squat. Don't let the knee collapse in. Be active on keeping the knee out. When you push the floor away, push with the outside of the feet. Push down and out. So you're trying to push the floor that way without letting this happen. I am on an angle because of the camera and the video, but I want the band to pull me in towards the opposite side of the body. So you set up in your split stance. As with every other exercise, when you go down, you breathe deep into your abs. So when you're at the bottom, your abs are already tight and ready to come back up. And then you breathe out from the abs again. On every repetition, the core and your pelvis is what stabilizes the knee. The knee doesn't do much by itself. The hip has to move, the ankle has to move, but then the hip and the core need to help to stabilize the knee in that certain line. Okay, this is gonna go on your warm-ups. Pretty much every warm-up. It doesn't matter what you're doing that day, because this is something that needs repetition. We're talking about the nervous system. We're trying to create a new habits. It's not necessarily a training session, it's just a habit build-up. It needs a lot of repetitions. You can do it every day, that would be even better. You just need to be careful how much you do. Once you feel that your body's starting to compensate, take a longer break, or maybe you're done for that day, okay? Practice that one.